All right. Hey, everyone. CC Underwood here at my house. So I want to talk about rent-to-own program and a company that we partner with. Just go over some myths about rent-to-own, maybe what you might have heard with the rent-to-own programs, maybe some things that you thought were true and are not. Rent-to-own has come a very, very long way. So I want to go over qualifications, want to go over price, condition, and location of where you can find and buy rent-to-own properties here in Jacksonville, and maybe one of the better ways to promote for you to be able to find those properties. And it's usually going to be through a partner. So I definitely let's just dive into it. So what are some myths? Typically, when, and myself included, before I would think about rent to own, I would think investor. I would think that the home is probably in poor condition. I would think that it was likely for, home buyers who, of course, couldn't qualify for a mortgage, that maybe didn't make money, didn't have a huge down payment. Maybe they just couldn't get a mortgage for various reasons, haven't had a job. And I almost thought that they were potentially a little scammy. So whenever I would see rent to own, it just seemed very scammy to me. But with a lot of things, it was because I didn't know what I didn't know. And certainly there are scams out there. So that's something you do want to be aware of and be cautious of. So if you are looking for rent to own options, there aren't many, I would say, that advertise it unless it's like an owner, a for sale by owner that's advertising rent to own options, or an investor advertising rent to own options. But there is a very solid, legitimate path to home ownership through a rent to own product that we partner with. So first and foremost, I want to go over like some of the qualifications in order. So one, I have, if you look in my description of this video, it does have the application link. It is a very soft pull in your credit. So it's not going to affect your credit to have your credit pulled for these purposes. It's a minimum of a 550 credit score, which is absolutely incredible. That likely means you have some revolving credit. Maybe you have a poor credit history or some things that you're waiting to fall off. That's causing you to not be able to get to that typical 640 credit score with a traditional mortgage. Income of $2,000 a month, and that's combined, so you can have two applicants for the rent to own program. And of course, no bankruptcies in the last 12 months, no evictions, and a real strong desire to become a homeowner. So typically, whenever we send buyers and they go to a lender and the lender comes back and says, oh, well, they're not approved. It's usually credit score and credit history, or it's their debt to income ratio, meaning that they have so much debt and the percentage from their debt to income is above what the loan program requires. And the other thing I typically think of with rent to own, at least options, is a lower price point. So this program is actually more in line because, again, the goal is for you to become a homeowner, not a renter, not a lease with an option. The goal is if you want to become a home buyer. So a strong desire to be a homeowner. And so once you go through this link and you get approved, you do have to submit your documentation. You do want to submit your financials, bank statements. Again, they're going to do background check, proof of employment. As far as employment goes, a traditional mortgage typically wants you to be on the job for a significant amount of time. With this program, they only require 3 months, so just 90 days if you are W-2 with a solid job, or 6 months if you are 1099. So for my 1099 lovely people, it is so difficult to get approved for a traditional mortgage, especially when you are trying to prepare for your taxes and you want to write things off. And we totally understand that. But when in the mortgage world, you might make you might make really good money on paper, but on taxes, if it showed that you did not make income or you took a loss, that's not good when you are applying for a mortgage. So this rent-own option would be absolutely fantastic for my 1099 self-employed professionals who need that extra 2 years. Want to take advantage of today's pricing and today's homes that are available that you love and work on that credit for the next 2 years, work on your taxes for the next 2 years, work on saving money for the next 2 years. So with this program, you have up to 3 years to purchase the home. And that's really fantastic because that typically does give you significant time if you are trying to save money to put a little bit aside every single month. And that is included every single month in your home savings program. Now let's talk about price, because again, in my mind prior to this, I thought rent to own was, for only lower income. I thought it was only for lower priced homes, and that couldn't be farther from the truth. So the more that I dug in, and there are multiple partners, of course, but we have helped over 30 families get on their pathway to homeownership with this program. So it's something we're very passionate about. Real estate sales is about helping people to financial freedom and building their financial wealth, and rent to own is a great way to do that. So our price points that we are currently approved, and this can change. So currently right now we're approved up to $575,000. So the minimum is $150,000 up to a maximum of $575,000, a minimum monthly payment of $1,400. So your monthly payment could go up if you are looking in that over 500 area and you are qualified. There is new construction that is approved. I would suggest looking with us to a bigger box traditional builder other than smaller ones, just due to their qualifications and things that we need. Locations in Jacksonville. So currently we're approved to be able to help you purchase in Baker, Clay County, Duval County, St. Johns County, or Putnam. Nassau County currently is not approved for the program right now. We always check on this to see. However, these are the counties right now. Again, that's Clay, Duval, St. Johns, Putnam, and Baker County that are approved. So if you are looking in these areas, maybe you're waiting on your credit score to improve, you just need some time to save up money, but you do want to take advantage of today, then this would be a great program. I've put the link in the description. Go there, start filling it out. It takes about 5 minutes. So let's talk about the condition of the home. And again, typically with rent to own programs, you might think that the home needs to be in a lesser condition. And that's not the case. Because again, we want you to love the home. The idea is that this is your future home. So you lease it today and buy tomorrow. Well, if you're going to purchase this home, it needs to qualify for financing. So what we look for is a home that is in good condition. The roof, the AC, the water heater, the electric, all the plumbing elements in the home are in good condition. And typically we're looking for those things to have been updated or better than 15 years. So this is a great benefit to you because, again, we don't want you to end up purchasing a home and be house broke. So the condition, we're looking for it to meet pretty much a standard FHA guidelines, good condition, no rotting wood. And we are going to ask the seller to make repairs, of course, if there's something that comes up on the inspection report. And what is great with this program too is that the buyer, which is the investor, so the real buyer is the investor, they're going to pay for the home on your behalf. Essentially, you are leasing the home from the investor. It's a 3-year lease. But you get 2 opportunities. Anytime prior to 18 months is one price to buy it back, and anytime between 18 and 36 months to buy it back. That'll be at a slightly higher price. So the faster you purchase, the more incentive there is for you. But if you're interested in learning more, again, make sure you apply, message us, email us. Happy to talk about the program. Again, we've helped over 30 families go through this. It is legitimate. So I look forward to helping you on your home ownership journey, and just building wealth through real estate is our passion. And let us know if there's anything we could possibly do.